Today's lesson is about probability distribution of a discrete random variable. Now, there are two types of random variable. The first one is the continuous random variable and the discrete random variable. Do not confuse with the two because when you say continuous random variable, that is something uncountable. So example of continuous random variable, we have the temperature of COVID-19 patient in the hospital, the age of your parents, that's a continuous random variable, the time you finish answering a certain mathematics problem, the height of your sister, those are uncountable, meaning to say the result might be a decimal, or the result might be it's not a whole number. Well, for the discrete random variable, it's countable. So the number of kitchen utensils, the number of dropout in Arellano University, your number of pair of shoes, the number of pencil that you have, those are discrete random variable. So the discrete probability distribution is a table showing all the possible values of discrete random variable together with their corresponding probabilities. Now, probability distribution plays a vital part in your research project because it is somehow um, creating how you are going to present the result of your research, most especially if that is a qualitative um, research. Okay, discrete probability distribution also will give you a bird's eye view of what are the most dominant possible outcomes when given this probability experiment. Okay, so let's try number one and let's make a probability distribution. Suppose that two coins are tossed. Let H represent heads and T represent tails, and X be the random variable representing the number of heads that will occur. Find the values of the random variable X. So we have now, we are going to toss the coin. How many? Suppose two coins are tossed. Walang sinabi, ano? Lagyan lang natin to twice. Suppose two coins are tossed twice. Let H. So during the first toss of the coin, you have the probability of getting either head or tail. And then during the second, it could be either head or tail, or it could be head or tail. Now remember, our random variable there is X representing the number of heads that will occur. Ang dami ng head na makukuha natin. The first thing that you are going to do is to identify first the sample space. The sample space here, that's the totality or the overall result of your experiment. You could have head, head, you could have head, tail, you could have tail, head, and you could have tail, tail. But it's not yet the probability distribution. So we have now the probability distribution. We have the possible um, outcomes. And then we have the values of random variable. So the possible outcomes we have, you could have head and head, you could have head and tail, you could have tail and head, and then tail, tail. So remember the values of the random variable, we have the number of head. We are only concerned with the possible outcome wherein there is head. So here, there are two heads. Second, there is one head. Third, there is one head. And fourth one, there is no head. Then we could say that the values of the random variable, which is X as the number of heads, will be 0, 1, and 2. This is the probability distribution. Question so far? If you are uncomfortable with opening your microphone, you can use the chat box to ask question, or mas maganda kung you will open your mic immediately if you have some clarification. I'll be giving you like 30 seconds to digest the solution, and then if you have some questions, ask it immediately before we go to the next example. Statistics is a prerequisite subject in the field of research 2, which is the practical research 2. Practical research 2 is about quantitative research. No one is raising her hand. No one is typing a question. Then I am going to consider that you understand number 1. Let's go to the next one. Write the probability distribution of a random variable R representing the number of red balls when three balls rather, excuse me, when 3 balls are drawn in succession without replacement from a jar containing 4 red and 5 blue. So the random variable here is R representing the number of red. We are not concerned with the number of blue balls, but we are only concerned with the number of red. Okay? So, ilang beses? 3 balls ang kailangan natin siyang i-draw. So, the first drawn will be it's either red or it's either blue. That's the first one. The second will be it's either red or it's either blue. Here, it's either red or it's either blue. That's the second. And then the third, it's either red or blue. Here, it's red or blue. Here, it's red or blue. And the last one, it's red or blue. Can you list down the sample space for all the possible? The first one we have a triple red. The second one is 2 red and 1 blue. The third is red, blue, red. The fourth is red, blue, and blue. Okay. The fifth one is blue, red, and red. Blue, red, and blue. And then blue, blue, and red. And last we have triple blue. And then you make now the probability distribution. These are the possible outcomes. And we have there the values of random variable. Our random variable will be R. That's the number of red. It's not, what I mean is, it's okay if you are going to use other variable for your random variable. You can use X, you can use Y, you can use A, anything you want. So possible outcomes, we have red, 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 blue, and then red, blue, red, red, blue, and blue, blue, red, and red, blue, red, and blue, and then blue, blue, and red, and then blue, blue, and blue. So the values of the random variable here, we're only concerned with red because that is our random variable. So there will be 3 red here. There will be 2. There will be 2, 1, 2. Am I correct? That's 2, yeah. This one is 1, 1, and then 0. So the values of the random variable, which is R, is 0, 1, 2, 3. Clear? question? Okay, that's correct. Chito Samonte, thank you. We're all clear. This one, parang nalagay ko to sa assignment. Yeah. So, laktawan natin ang number 3. Sige, pero sagutan ko, huwag nating sagutan yung nasa assignment. Two winners will be drawn from 5 security guards, which is S, and 6 canteen staff, which is C. Let W, that's the random variable, representing the canteen staff. Find the values of the random variable. So we'll be what I mean is doing the random variable twice since that's two winners. So first we have security guard, or it could be a canteen staff. Second, security guard and canteen staff. And third, we have security guard and canteen staff. So the sample space here will be um, security guard and security guard, security guard and canteen staff and security guard, and then canteen staff and canteen staff. Do not forget the braces because sample space, the definition itself, it is a set of all the possible outcome. So we have now the possible, pwede bang ano ko lang siya, abbreviation, and then values of W. So this is SS, SC, CS, and then CC. So this will be, our random variable is only for canteen staff. So this will be 0, 1, 1, and then 2. So the values of W will be 0, 1, 2. Now let's do the probability of the random variable. Let's have this. Answer the following using the given probability distribution. X has a probability, or our random variable there is X, has a values which are 0, which are 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we have P of X, that's the probability of the random variable. So let's try letter A. Find the probability of 3. So the probability of 3 is obviously 1 over 7. For letter B, the probability of 1 plus the probability of 4. Our probability of 1 is 1 over 7 plus the probability of 4, which is 2 over 7. So this will be 1 plus 2 over 7. The probability here is 3 over 7. For number 4, letter C, the probability of 2 multiplied by the probability of 3. So the probability of 2 is 3 over 7, this one, multiplied by the probability of 3, which is 1 over 7. So the probability here in multiplying fraction, you multiply the numerator and denominator. Masyadong mabilis. Okay, sorry. You multiply the numerator in the numerator, denominator, and the denominator. So our numerator there is 3 times 1, and then the denominator is 7 times 7. So the probability of 2 multiplied by the probability of 3 is equal to 3 over 49. Matatapos yung aking recording in 30 seconds. Okay, what about letter C? The probability that X assume a value greater than P of 1. This is called the probability greater than 1. So when you say greater than 1, 1 is excluded. It's not included kasi greater than 1. 1 is not greater than